Hello individuals, as you may have noticed, I am using my vlog camera. I'm using my point and shoot camera. This video is a little different than what I've made. I don't know if I'm going to make this a series or not. It's just something that I wanted to share my feelings. I was like, you know what, let me just post them on YouTube. That's my bed. My room is a mess right now. I kind of just have things thrown around and then my dog's sleeping on my bed, and it's a little weird because I feel like my bed looks super feminine right now, and that's not what I was going for. I do have other bed sheets that I'm gonna change that into because my parents had got me a new bed like a couple weeks ago. That is not the point. That's not what I'm trying to talk about. So I'm going to be responding to a video that I saw on Facebook. And I'm not gonna monetize this video, and that's because I'm gonna be cursing a lot, and so obviously that's not, I can't really, I know YouTube has a bunch of like new uh rules and whatnot, but like I used to be a really creative platform. That's not the point of this video, Danny. So I found this video. I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw a name of somebody that I didn't know, and so I have people on my Facebook that I'm trying to like not do this anymore, and I've deleted people. I like deleted a couple people because I've had people add me, and then I'll accept them, and then I'm like, who even are you? And a lot of them will be like because of mutual friends, and a lot of them have recently been gay guys, so I'm like, what? Very confusing. Not that I'm against that, but I'm just pointing out that that's what's been happening. Anyway, so I saw a name of somebody I didn't know, and so I clicked on it, and then I'm like scrolling through their Facebook. This is, why am I out of focus? What's happening? And it turns out I knew this person from middle school, but I didn't know them as a guy. So I don't know when they started transitioning, but they're a guy now. I shouldn't say now. They present as one now. They present as a male now. And I was actually scrolling through their Facebook because I wasn't sure. I was like, okay, I think I might know you, but like, what are you? Who are you? And I was trying to scroll to see what the pronouns were, and then I came across this video, and made me upset. So I was like, I have all these feelings. I guess I'm gonna share on YouTube. So I knew this video is about a movie that's gonna come out. I think, I don't know if it's coming out or came out already. But I know I actually heard about this movie a couple months ago. I want to say like the summer, and I thought the idea was stupid. It's a cis person basically who goes through a sex change operation for a job or some dumb shit. But then I saw this video in which Michelle Rodriguez, who was cast as a person, responds to it, and it made me lose complete and utter respect for her. And I can't stand it. Like, my dad is in love with her because she's like a tomboy, but I'm like unhappy with this. So I'm gonna be posting the video, like I'm gonna be putting the video next to me, and I'm gonna talk about it bit by bit. Here we go. That's not okay. Play. Okay, I'm pausing it before she starts talking and says some shit. So I don't have a problem with the plot of the movie per se. Yeah, it's stupid, but like personally, I just think it's dumb. But that's just because I'm a little more critical of movies because I'm a filmmaker, and so I don't think that that's like a really creative plotline personally, but I'm not completely against it. So, alright, now she can talk.
Are they mad that somebody decided to take their branded transgender operation and use it on heterosexual people?
Okay, pause. Um, uh, uh, as soon as I saw this, I was already starting to get pissed off. I was like, okay, first of all, what? 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 I cannot, absolutely cannot, like, I am so, I get so furious when people separate heterosexual and transgender, because no, I'm heterosexual and I'm trans, and like that's a thing, because sexual orientation and gender identity are not the same thing. And it pissed me off to hear her say that, because on heterosexual people, like there's a word for it. Don't align cisgender and heterosexual as the same thing, because they're not the same thing. Someone can be trans and can be gay, and someone can be trans and can be straight, and like, oh, the terms she used were wrong, and I already started getting upset there. And like, she seemed upset that people were upset about this, and I was like, oh, but you have no right to be upset about this because you're cis. You don't understand what it's like. And also, yeah, like a sex change operation. First of all, not all trans people go through it, and I not like she said that, but I just to make a note, not all trans people want to have operations. 'Cause there's like more than one surgery and whatever. But surgeries are meant to help with the dysphoria and help to like make someone look like the person that they always should have looked like. Okay, press play again.
For a transgender person to play that role, now you're talking about, is that person bankable? Are they going to sell the movie? Are they going to get the funding necessary? I'm an
Okay, this is before she continues saying crap. Because all that comes out afterwards is bullshit. But this is already like, ugh. That's the problem, is that there aren't enough trans people cast in roles that they should be cast in, and oh, I mean, I can make an entire separate video about this, because I have a lot of opinions about like casting trans people to play trans roles. I think that it's important and necessary, and yes, and I accept, like, if it's a person, if the character is pre-transition, then I think it's appropriate to cast a cis person. But whatever. Um, but she said, "Is it bankable?" I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Trans people aren't people, right? So we're clearly like, we don't sell. There's like slowly becoming more and more trans people who are starting to get into the business, and like, yeah. Okay. I have so much more to say about the next part, so I'm just gonna play again.
LGTB community friend. I'm bisexual. I do guys, I do girls. You can't really argue with me because I'm you. So if I do a movie, I would never do a movie with the intention of offending anybody in the LGTB community because I'm a part of it. So they can't say shit to me.
I'm so mad I only have like 27 seconds left. Okay. Oh god, okay. No, okay, I cannot stand the T being a part of the LGBT, because we are not the same fucking thing. We don't go through the same fucking things, okay? So for her to just be like, oh, I'm an ally because I'm bisexual, I'm like, I gotta. Okay, I switched to another SD card because I have way too much to say, and I also haven't deleted the files on any of my SD cards because I'm a little shit right now. Okay, so I'm clearly enraged by this part the most, and given reasons. Um, as I was saying so angrily, I don't like pinning LGBT as a term. I don't. We're not the same thing, and we're not the same category of people. It's just, I feel like LGBT was just sort of made to be this other category, and we're not abnormal. We're normal, and we just happen to not identify with the sex we were assigned at birth, and like that doesn't. Uh, uh, uh. Right. So that's okay. So I'm very, and I can. This could be its own separate thing about how I'm like against putting LGBT together because we don't deal with the same shit. And it's upsetting when people sort of put the group together. And she's not the only one who has called, like, who has basically made heterosexual and transgender the opposite, and they're not opposite things. I've seen it before, and it's really upsetting because they're very, you can be both, and you can be neither. And, like, um, right, so, yeah, so, not the same thing, not the same category. I personally like to separate, so I'll say queer and or trans, or queer and trans, or queer or trans, because we don't go through the same crap. Very different needs, very different rights that we want. Um, and so for her to then be like, I'm part of your community, no, you're not. You're cis. You don't know what it's like. You really don't. And like, made me so fucking upset. It really made me so fucking upset to see that because I was like, just because you're bisexual doesn't mean that you suddenly are aware of what it means to be trans. Okay, you're not aware of what it means to be trans. And being bisexual doesn't give you a free for all to start saying some shit about us or to start speaking for us because you're not trans. You're cisgender. Congratulations on your fucking privilege. um, and for her to be like, oh, I'm an ally, and so that, you know, you can't say anything to me, pissed me the fuck off. I'm very much a big believer in, like, you can't label yourself an ally. Someone else, part of the community, has to label you an ally because you saying you're an ally just means that you're not. You're doing it for yourself instead of, like, fighting for a cause that isn't yours. You know, you're not. And I don't know. I can. Okay. I'm like, there's too many words going in my head right now that I can't. I'm like not even expressing. I'm just sort of mumbling and groaning. Um, yeah, and like this bitch, this is a fucking. I'm just so upset. I'm gonna finish the last 20 seconds of this, and maybe I can find some words to actually say.
It's an action genre film, and we're not trying to get psychological or deep about it, so lay off. Calm down, guys. I'm on your team.
Okay. I get it. That does. I'm gonna take these off. I'm like, I was probably yelling the whole time, and like my neighbors probably heard everything. I get it. That, you know, the movie isn't about being trans. It's just about an operation, like the sex change operation, and you don't necessarily have to be trans to go through a sex change operation. You don't have to go through a sex operation if you're trans. Fine, whatever. It's not something that has to be deep, but the fact that she thinks that she has a place to talk about it, like, who the fuck are you? Okay, like, you're not. You're what team? What team is she talking about? Is she still talking about that she's part of the LGBT community? Fucking congratulations, still not the same thing. You're fucking cisgender. You're a cisgender son of a piece of. Ugh! And like, oh my god. Welcome to like my angry side. She's very much dismissive about it, and it's upsetting. And it's also, you know, I don't bash on anybody from the. I don't try to bash on anything from anybody from the queer community, especially because it's not my place to. I mean, I don't pass right now, but when I do pass, I'm gonna have straight privilege, and you know, I'm gonna have to be a little more careful with my words and whatnot. But she doesn't know what it's like to even like. You're queer, fine, but you're also bisexual, which means there is a chance for you. I mean, there's a chance for everybody, but there's more of a chance for her to fall in love with a man and end up in a heterosexual relationship and, like, you know, be seen as normal and not be ostracized. So it's not like she really talks from a place of understanding what it's like to be the outsider. I'm like trying to root for this son of a bitch because I'm like, you're Latina and like I'm Latino, and so like but no, because she says she's saying some stuff that shouldn't be said. Uh, uh, what bothers me, honestly, what bothers me the most is the fact that she thinks that she has a place to talk for us, and no one should talk for trans people other than trans people because it's our community, it's our struggles. We know what it's like to be trans, and a cis person can't, you know, you don't know what it's like. Um, I don't have any problems with the movie. Like I was saying, like whatever. I think it's like I said, it was stupid. Um, but if it makes other trans people upset, then I understand why. I sympathize. Clearly she doesn't. She's getting on the offensive about a struggle that isn't hers to begin with, and about like a community she's not even a part of. Being queer and trans are not the same thing. um, yeah. That's all I'm gonna say, especially because I only have like 50 seconds left on this SD card. So if you've watched up to here, thank you so much. This is my feelings. My feelings, but not really, because I did more cursing and groaning than I did actual words. But yeah, sending positive energy. I'm sorry. I love you all. Subscribe, like, or comment. You can give an individual their wings, and you subscribe, you can join my winged family. And I'm telling you, it's a nice family. Just because I get angry sometimes doesn't mean that I'm negative. Um, yeah, I'm allowed to get angry. Anyway, I'm just waiting for this to stop recording, honestly.